Greetings everybody, it's Jim again, and we're going to go over ranged combat now, both missile and thrown weapons. So let's get right into it. Looks like our friend Indra here invited her friend Pander with the light crossbow to challenge her against her horsebow to see who's the better shot. They also invited these goblins to the contest. They were happy about it until they found out that they were the targets. Chaos ensued, as you can imagine. So, what do you got to worry about when firing crossbows or bows? Let's handle missile weapons first. Well, the first thing is you can't move more than one hex a turn and fire at the same time. So you're staying still for the most part, or staying still-ish. The second thing is the enemy dodging? If the enemy declares a dodge, the answer's simple of what happens. Basically, you're rolling another die to attack, making it a little bit tougher. As simple as that there. The next thing is range. So what's the range? Well, unlike other games where you're counting every hex, here you're counting the group of 7 hexes. That's called a megahex, and you're counting the number of megahexes to the target, and not including your own. So Pander here this is a megahex. So you don't count that one, and it would be 1, 2, 3 megahexes. And the formula for it is quite simple. The first 2 megahexes are free, and then every 2 megahexes thereafter is -1. So it's going to be a -1 to hit both of these goblins for Pander, and the same thing with Indra. Here's her megahex, which doesn't count. The first 2 megahexes are free, the next 2 megahexes are -1, the next 2 megahexes beyond that are -2, and so on. Then this is be a -1 for her. And that's it. You just roll against your adjusted dexterity and find out if you hit. Now what happens in this case if you miss miss somebody? Well, in Indra's case, if she misses this goblin, her arrow goes through a straight line till it hits off a wall or goes off the board. In Pander's case here, it goes past this goblin, but it goes in a straight line and it has a chance to hit this goblin. Okay, so he just rolls as normal, and the modifier actually matters here still. This one would be free because it's in the 2 megahex range. This one would still get the -1, and so that's what happens there. So now, what happens if it's a friend that's in the way, though? What do you do there? Well, now you got to do something called rolling to miss. Okay, rolling to miss, as simple as this is, you just roll your regular attack, and if you succeed your roll, you miss your friend. If you fail your roll, you just hit your friend. And then if you do succeed and it misses, which is a weird thing to say, it goes on to its target. That's as simple as how that can be. So with that in mind, now that we've covered that, let's go over thrown weapons. It's a lot drastically different. There are some advantages, there are some disadvantages. The main advantage is you can still move half your movement allowance and still throw, just like a regular melee attack, like a charge attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now that goblin's right up on Pander. However, this is the drawback to it. It's -1 for each hex. Now we're going back to the way of counting for individual hexes to hit. So this goblin dagger had an 11, now it's down to a 10, 9, 8. It's -3. So we get -3 to attack. And the same thing about the same things about getting in the way, not hitting your friends still applies. And generally that's the basics of ranged combat, folks. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next video.